Greetings, you magnificent galactic spirit. Are you ready to breathe fire into your destiny? That's what Dragon is all about. It's all about the phoenix rising. It's all about rebirthing. It's about designing what you want for the rest of your life. And one of the things that I love so much about Dragon is you can, once you understand its energy, once you understand that it is all about rebirthing your future, every day you can wake up and set the intention for how you want your life to be. How can you access the birthright of the day with fire in your belly, fire in your consciousness to expand your daily birthright and to watch the magic unfold in your life, because you now have the fire and the energy to do that. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about where we've been in our ascension, where we are going in our ascension, and where we are now. And the fire energy, dragon energy, is all about initiations. And before we really get started talking about the specifics of dragon, I want to talk about how every moment is an initiation for you, and did you pass the test? And it's really a simple concept, because every moment in our external worlds, we are given an opportunity to make a conscious choice. And some of these conscious choices are easier than others, like what do we want for breakfast or something like that, which really does not totally influence our our minds or our emotions too much, other than unless we're eating for comfort food. Guilty. But when we when we have circumstances in our lives that aren't necessarily favorable, they weren't as expected, they weren't favorable, they were maybe toxic, we ran into toxic people, we can choose to respond rather than to react. And that is one of the things that we are training our minds to be able to do. Always make conscious choices of responding and passing through the initiation. Did we handle ourselves in the best way that we could? Did we react with unfavorable conditions and creating more trauma in our lives? So when we think about dragon energy, it is always an initiation to look at our lives on a moment-to-moment basis and make conscious choices about how the way we want to live it. So that is just a pre-nugget of just global galactic spiritual consciousness, because as a reminder, we are transcending our physical world through the training of our minds, not replaying this old thinking all the time or getting trapped in cycles, repeating film that adds up in our mind, to be able to look at the unknown, to be able to think with expansive thoughts, or to no-think, to be no one, to be nobody, to detach from our egos so we can allow new consciousness to come in. Because if we're trapped in our monkey mind, there is no space to come in. Or if in fact we're tied up in our emotions, always thinking that, always being in a negative emotional response to something, and mind and emotion are very well connected. So our ability to burn off, using dragons, repurposing our lives to initiate this ascension, to initiate and pass this initiation every day, we can release the emotional attachments to items that no longer serve us, to be open and willing to explore and experience new other consciousnesses. And Every day we have a different birthright, and we've talked about those different birthrights, such as how to be an explorer with Skywalker, or how to release self-sabotage with World Bridger, or being a reflection of what our old mind is, to be able to burn it off with Dragon, for example. I just went into an entangled place. What I just did, I kind of smushed together a lot of our birthrights together. If you didn't understand what I meant by it, it's okay. As we go through each of these houses together, these 13-day adventures, right now we're in the Dragon house, you'll start understanding how these cycles of time work and how they all integrate with each other. In fact, I'm going to give you an example of that in a moment. So during today's broadcast, from my heart to yours, we're going to talk about where we have been in the cycle of time, where we are now currently, and where we are going with our ascension. Now, I want to remind you that we are evolving into beings of light. We are the catalyst. I like to think of myself as a channel. You are a channel as well. We are connected to the core of Mother Earth, Pachamama, through the grounding of our feet. And we are ascension beings. We are this channel of light that our consciousness can extend through our chakra system, through our Kundalini energy, happens to be dragon and serpent energy, the fire in the belly, the fire within, to not only burn off karma, but to burn and clear the channel of consciousness. So grounded through our feet, going up into through our crown chakra, all the way into galactic time and galactic spirit, knowing that the universe is in conscious expansion. So it doesn't really matter where you are in your spiritual evolution, there's always more to go. Even for the greatest monks and who have been practicing forever, even the Dalai Lama, you'll hear the Dalai Lama say that he is in constant practice. So as we think in terms of our conscious evolution, going all the way through our crown chakra, our body being an electromagnetic channel, we are connected to the galactic universe, which is in constant expansion. So when I say with you, not to you, with you, that we, you, me, and we are always ascending higher, there's always more to go. And Dragon is that initiation to ascend and rethink where we are today and where we want to go as we redesign our lives. So where are we right now in time and space? I want to, these are lessons as well. I want to remind you that every single energy, and here's Dragon up on the screen, every single birthright is a fractal. And just as a quickie, I want to remind you is every day of 260, I'm showing it to you in a different way now, is a fractal of each of the 13-day adventures, because we're in Dragon right now, and in this Dragon of 13 days, there's lots of dragons within it. And then in the 13 days, there's a cycle of 52. And in the cycle of 52, we are in the red castle right now. I'm going to show it to you in a different way in a second. The red castle is 4 of these 13-day adventures. And of these 4, this whole section of 52 days is initiating your ascension. And where did we just come from? We're starting again. We just completed the green castle. Green castle I call the universe of your multiverse. What? Universe, the song of you, being connected to the multiverse of infinite consciousness. And we just finished that, but because there is so much to learn, and the galaxy keeps expanding, that we can begin again and recycle. When you think about living on planet Earth with this blessed third dimensional life that we have, evolving in our fourth dimensional lives with our mental and our emotional capacities, evolving into our fifth dimensional consciousness, our ability to awaken our cellular structure inside of us and to shimmy the voids in our cellular structure and awaken the light within. And we, in our fifth dimensional consciousness, we're evolving our light bodies, our etheric bodies, the same star stuff, that we can go back to the beginning and recycle, begin again to go higher and higher in our spiritual consciousness. So where we have been, let me show you this. So here we go. 260, 20 13-day cycles, and then 5 52-day cycles. These are all fractals, energetic fractals of each other, and looking at it from in the same way in a consciousness map. I wanted you to see it in a radial way as compared to a linear way, but we just came from the last day of the 260 cycle, and we are radially starting again. And the dragon is the first 13-day cycle, first 13-day cycle of this fractalization. So starting with dragon, now look at this. Remember how, and this first 13 days, which we are in of dragon now, regenerating, regenesis, redefining our life purpose, setting our intentions and our mission alive with where we want to fulfill our destiny. We are in, looking at it another way, remember how I said there are 5 castles? Now the ultimate goal is to have the keys to each birthright every day. So go on Galactic Spirit, get the video, and sink into that little open-eyed meditation so you can see your energies and set the intention of what you want to do for the day. And you will actually see, sense, and feel whatever the daily energy is unfold in whatever circumstance you have in your external world. And this is why Galactic Spirit is so cool, because when you take the energy of the day and keep it in your consciousness and awareness, you will start looking at, wow, what is unfolding in my path is exactly the energy of the day. For example, because we are in the 13-day cycle of dragon, when you start looking at these 13 days as new beginnings, how are you going to set the intention for redesigning and rebirthing your future? How are you looking at life differently? How are you rediscovering the unknown and what you want to accomplish in your life? The pieces of your external worlds, the perfect places, the perfect times, the perfect opportunities will start falling into place in perfect synchronicity. And then you'll say to yourself, aha, look at the relationship about the daily birthright, and you'll start recognizing the value of it, so you'll want to do it more and more. And we've talked about this before on other videos. As you start understanding what each of these 20 birthrights do and how they are an aspect of your wholeness, when you are in an external circumstance that you can call on dragon, for example, to burn away some karma or to set the intention, I'm using dragon as an example right now, or to burn off a circumstance that wasn't really favorable and go back into dragon, your womb of creation. That's another attribute of dragon. You'll be able to let go of the circumstance and respond and react in a magnificent rebirthing way, and you will surprise yourself, because like I said before, you are the channel of your consciousness. And if you are trapped into your self-sabotaging monkey mind and your emotions that no longer serve you in this third, fourth, and fifth dimensional world, you'll never experience the fifth dimensional world because you're in those trappings. And dragon, this initiation, is a brilliant way to release all of those trappings. So let me just finish where we are and how this system works. So going back to the 13-day cycles, don't worry, I always come back. So if you're following along, this is stream of consciousness for me. I share things as I feel like you need to know them, but I always come back. So never worry about that. And I always want to make sure that you understand what we're talking about. And if you don't, just replay this video or file this little nugget back in your mind, because you will understand it, because it's so simple. Look at this. I'm going to show you this again. Tell them again. 260 days. Of these 200, wheels upon wheels. This is a fractal of the 20-day cycle. We are in the dragon now, and of the 20 days, there are 5 days of 52, and if you do the math, you'll see it's in perfect alignment. Okay, so going back to the beginning of, now we're looking at it kind of linearly, we are in the dragon cycle, and the dragon cycle is in the 52-day castle, with dragon being the first house. So there will be 13 days of dragon, 13 days of wizard. That's where we're going on our next adventure, with enchanted awareness, enchanted receptivity, mediumship into the Akash, and understanding that we are so beyond ourselves. If with our dragon we burn away a lot of this dogmatic consciousness, then it's easy to step into your wizard at the next cycle of 13 days. The next cycle of initiating your destiny and initiating your awareness is hand, which was the one after that, and then the next one is sun. And all of these have their own birthright attributes of your wholeness. So this is where we are right now, and just repeating myself, we just finished star of the cycle of initiating our consciousness of our universe, singing your song of you, coming into completion, and now we're beginning the wheel again. So that's where we have been. This is how the system works, and now we are in the 13-day cycle of dragon. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and you can look at it in many different ways. You can look at it as the 13-day cycle, with each of the 13-day cycles within the castle. So here we're working on the keys to your house, the keys to your castle, as you're experiencing day by day your one birthright a day, which is a fractal of your universal wholeness. And again, going back to dragon, we are reinitiating our ascension with rediscovering ourselves, rediscovering our mission. And even if you have a mission, it's okay. How are you going to take today and set the intention for its recreation? How can you make it better? So even if you're in the thick of doing what you want to do to express your creativity, That was star. Express your creativity with your heart of creation, where we just came from on our last cycle. So you're seeing this perpetual nature and how each one of these energies are entangled with each other for your wholeness. Wow, that was a big lesson on how these are fractals, how they all these energies integrate with each other, and how we are moving through time as a radial progression as we are ascending into our third dimension, fifth dimension, from third dimension, learning how to harness our fourth dimension energies, our mental and our emotional states, allowing them to pass through us, not holding on to them, so we can ultimately live in a place of higher consciousness, of fifth dimension, of being aware and shimmering our light and making magnificent conscious choices, because you are a magnificent being of spiritual light. And when we pay attention to the birthright, our specific birthright every day, you will start seeing this magic unfold. So where are we in Dragon? Here's our micro ascension, the keys to our house. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. You can look at the progressions of how they work. There's another video on that. So we're spiraling up, or we are going around this wheel, day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way to 13, of rediscovering our life purpose. And on the first day, we start our awareness of how do we want to reascend? How do we want to be the phoenix rising? How do we want to set the intentions for the path of our future? Remember, day 1 of Dragon is a galactic activation portal day. And every day on galacticspirit.com, you can see when there's the galactic activation day, the green DNA days, which means the veil is thinner to receive galactic messages. And those days, those birthrights that fall on those days are even more powerful, because if you take more time to go inward, messages will drop in. And we've done these little meditations before, grounding our feet to the crystalline grid of the earth that holds all past, present, and future time. Running through the channel of our chakras, going up to the ever-expanding universe. Looking at our body as a sphere of electromagnetic energy. So we are this this 360-degree channel of light connecting to the earth, going up to the ever-expanding galaxies. I'm not going to take time to do that meditation today. We've done it in past houses when we've talked about a lot of these energies. So reflect on that, go inward on that. But I just wanted to drop in with you right now into that place to reignite your fire. Just drop into that. We're not going to go through the time. I want to train you by watching these insight videos every 13 days, because you don't need to do a big, drop into the energy and do 3 breaths and drop in. And, you can go in like now. When you practice being in 5th dimensional time, you can just drop in to this space. You can feel your body tingle with electromagnetic frequency, and your body will be raised with this vibration and frequency like almost instantaneously. And this is the place that I aspire to go with you. Might take many lifetimes, because this is the electromagnetic frequency that turns on light bulbs. We're turning on the light bulb of our consciousness by feeling our electromagnetic vibration. In an instant, in a light switch. Practice makes progress. I get better at doing this every day. And if you practice doing this multiple times a day, ultimately you'll just be able to drop in. I'm buzzing. So drop in, dear dragon galactic spirits. You are a beautiful sphere, 360 degrees of shimmering electromagnetic light connected to the Akash, connected to the divine matrix, connected to the universal galactic spirit, which is always expanding. Your sphere of 360 degree light, smile into your cells. They are happy. And Dragon asks us to go into the womb of creation. Last cycle was the heart of creation with Star. We went to the heart of creation. So recycling back, now with Dragon, go into the womb of creation. And feel the fire in this beautiful sphere. You are a cosmic egg. Again, ready to be rebirthed into a higher consciousness. In this space, within the womb of creation, there's a place of discovery. Having let go of our three-dimensional worlds, our three-dimensional bodies, we are just this electromagnetic field of higher shimmering vibration. The bridge between time and space. We can rediscover the void and shine our light brighter. To know what energies we want to bring into our consciousness. To see, sense, and feel without any memories of the past having an emotional charge which blocks our creative abilities to rebirth anew. You are Dragon's fire in this 13-day house with the keys to unlock and deepen your mission. Why were you alive? Where do you want to ascend to? How do you want to share your birthrights with others? And you don't have to be on this huge mission. You can just be a beam of consciousness. I'm reminded of a friend I want to share with her. Wendy, her real name. She taught me a lot. And she, in my other third dimensional life, I do organic skincare. And I have the blessed opportunity of meeting thousands of people every year because I do farmers markets I know that sounds weird. My gypsy soul loves it. I don't like having a store. It's too confining, too constrictive, and I get to meet so many people. But one of the things that Wendy taught me is that and it doesn't matter what she offers to the world, this is what she offered to me, is witnessing how when she is just being, she might not be talking to anybody, but in her beingness, she makes herself available and open to receive people, but also open to receive the beauty in the world. And she will just sit. I'm trying to model Wendy. I practice. And it's not really about Wendy. It's practicing how she beams her energy into the place of the unknown. I practice this. While I'm at the market and I'm not talking to anybody, sharing my passions of helping people reverse aging. Or right now sharing my passions with you about helping you ascend and having cosmic consciousness ascend for the whole planet. Because if I'm vibrating at a higher frequency and you're vibrating at a higher frequency, ultimately we are going to be the 100th monkey, having released our monkey minds. And we are going to be the tipping point for conscious evolution, which is the prophecy of all indigenous people. Look. All I'm doing right now is being quiet. I am in 5th dimension right now. And I am just filled with this light. And all I'm doing is radiating it. This is your initiation. As we go through these 260-day cycle with dragon fire as our new beginning, how are you going to pass the initiation of ascension where we, you, me, and we, can go through our lives in this place of being whole and beaming our light. It's good to practice in quiet, eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't matter. Tapping into the birthright of every day, because that is what entangles us with all of the birthrights, making us whole. But it gives us the perceptions of seeing into the unknown without any attachments, to be able to hold this energy in quiet space. And being able to beam it out into the world. Our sphere of 360 degrees of light, how big is it? How can we beam it in joy, in love, in infinite power? Because we're just that channel for others. beaming infinite power, beaming infinite enlightenment, beaming infinite connection to spirit as the channel. It's not me being the power. It's my 360-degree sphere because I am connected to all that is. And this is our initiation. This is how dragon is our regenesis, our ascension. The more we can drop into this energy, doing what we're doing out in the world, the more we're beaming light as we do it. It's easy to practice in quiet. But we get better and better through every daily initiation to hold this consciousness through everything we do, and that is our mission. Just be that beacon of light. Help others find their inner dragon in their womb of creation, to rediscover that we are grander than our third dimensional world, than the limitations of our mind and our emotions. That feels complete. From my heart to yours. From my galactic spirit connecting with your galactic spirit, as we all connect our personal galactic spirits to the ever-expanding galactic spirit of universal consciousness, to source. Namaste. I am another yourself in Lakesh.